Hi, my name is Jeppe. This is my daughter Sally. We have a small family company in Sweden where we train dogs and dog owners. I have trained dogs and dog owners for over 35 years.
We will now show you a short clip for you to get some inspiration for your own training. And since not all our students speak Swedish, we have chosen to do this in English. Good luck with your own training.
The dogs is today 7 months old. It is a New Year's Day, so if the owner's a little bit slow, there's a reason behind that. Today is very bad weather. It's raining and blowing, so we have a quite small area to work in. I would like to see a little bit of disturbance training, a little bit of the fast stop. You're not good enough on that. There is more to work on to get very much fast, respectful stop. Close to the owner and then to be in further distance. But they will work on that. Retrieving, they have still a problem. You can see that it's too much play. They think a little bit too slow. The dogs are too keen and so on. But we have a look at it and you will see how they progress and see the faults and see the good things and try to judge it by yourself and take care of it on your own training. We have a look. The youngsters is about 7 months old now, and we should see here to train in the stop. So they have a stop at once. So, and you can see the lady here, she make it wrong because she still have the lead in the right hand instead to have the lead in the left hand when they're doing it, and be much more in front of the dog and be much more rapidly, so you get it much more faster. See to the next one. Here we have number 3. Like that. So, quite okay, but you can see his right hand is still dead in front of him. If you take the right hand up against the head of the dog, he gets much faster response. This training needs to be very exactly and very good, because you should stop your dog 200 meters out after a hare or anything like that. So that's better, and then leave him and go away. That's better. That's better. Could be even better, but okay. Now we have number 5. Well, you can see the dog don't really understand it. He stands and says, what's going on? Because the body language is blurry, instead to be much more sharp, boom, and then positive. Number 6 here has been on holiday, so he's not been training for a long time. And we'll see how he works. Well, he do it without any whistle, that's okay. And you can see as soon as he go from the dog, he turn the full back to the dog and don't see when the dog rises up. Instead to go with the back to the dog, but still have a half eye on the dog to correct him or praise him when he stays on the right position. If you look at Sally here now, she you can see the reaction of the dog much faster because he's using the lead and the body at the same time. So the dog says, "Ooh, something happened," and he goes down much faster. And then positive after, but she needs to realize that you need to go fast. Think on the situation. A hare goes up and the dog is after the hare. It needs to be something, stay, not stand. It needs to be much more fast. If you don't work here on the very short distance from the owner, it will never ever work on long distance. Never ever. Have a look here, number 2 again, number 1 again. You can see it's too far away. The lead is too far. If you take in 20 centimeters more, it has been much more rapidly. But people, they don't really handle it in the right way. It takes time. It needs actually to be done without the dog to get the movement in the body. You can see here, number 3 here is also going very slow, and also it's okay, but still the right hand is still dead. If the right hand has been up against the dog, I get much better reaction, much better reaction. Now a little bit too short lead, So, and he backs. When the dog still stands up, he still backs around. And if he backs away from the dog, when the dog stands up, the dog's feel released. Instead, to be sure it's coming down before you leave it. So, 2 short whistle, and still the dog don't understand it because the guy, he moves blurry and don't feel it stand. And that is the body language again, the body language again. So, quite okay. The body is still bad, but the dog understands it and stop. No whistle because I have not trained with whistle before, but it works quite okay. We will see here, they will play around as we did last time, if you remember that. And then we will stop them very soon. And Sally will put something and throw something. You can see number 6, he keeps his hand down and the dog stands up the whole time. If you higher the hand, the dog goes down at once. But they always stand with the hands down. And when you do that, the dog don't understand it. Now Sally makes disturbance, and they shall look at the disturbance and they shall go back to the owner again. And you can see the hand still. As soon as the hand goes up, the dogs go down. But people go in front and have the hands down. They need to put the hand up, and then as soon as you go down, take the hand down. Well, important thing now is to, when they accept this disturbance, is as soon as they go back with the head and look at the owner, that the owner said, that's a good one, that's a good one. So get the steadiness. If the dog is looking at the disturbance and we give it the praise for the look at the disturbance, they will misunderstand it and maybe go after it and take it. You see number 6 still here, he's very slow with his right hand instead of much faster with his right hand and get much more distinct stop. That's a good reaction. And you can see that the handlers are not saying stop, stop the whole time. The dog has got one command and should be there. If you're repeating stop, 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 stay, 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 you will be a loser when it comes to a sharp situation. But the dog should understand that they have got one stop, and that is the thing who is the whole time to the next command comes. The easiest way to get the dog to understand he should keep the dummy in the mouth is to stand behind him and put the dummy in, and you can feel when the dog would like to leave the dummy. And as soon as you do that, you say, and then give a praise. That's a good one when you hold it. When you're coming further, you can also take the lead, but the lead needs to be sit on so it's coming up from the neck. Because if you're coming up from the neck, it don't disturbing the dog and the dummy. If you have it on the side, it will disturb the dummy, and that will ruin the training. If you're working inside, it's very nice to put the dog in a corner. If you put it in a corner, you can have the dog against you, and the corner will have the dog secured in the back, so the dog can't back out. And the most important thing, don't give the praise when you have taken the dummy. The praise shall come when the dummy is in the mouth. Another thing is, don't bow too much over the dog. If you take your overbody too much over the dog, he will take the head down. The thing is to have a nice delivery with a high head. And be positive when you're moving, like Sally doing here. And then positive, and stop him here. And you can see she kneeling down with the knees instead to bend over the overbody. Very well, thank you. Now we see it thrown away, and the dog should look at the owner, but the owner still stands in the front and had the whole lead on, instead of just have a loop around the neck. And now she go back, so it's quite okay. We should see the delivery. You can see the difference here is the owner goes into the dog, instead to go backwards and get the dog into her. She take one step forward, and as soon as you do that, the dog dropping the head and leave the dummy. So, I mean, if you have been more backwards, the dog has come in the whole way. We will try one more time. Many people that look at the dummy will always land. Look at the dog instead. If you take a half step backwards, it will go at once. But they're not in the right level. If you take a half step backwards now, the dog will follow. Look at the dog now. Look at the dog. Take a half step. There he comes. As soon as you stand too close, the dog don't need to look. And now we will send it. And there the positive wave will come and goes in. And now she should not go through the dog. She should go backwards. Backwards, backwards. Can you see the difference? Now the dog comes in. But if as soon as you take one step forward, the dog losing the interest to come in. It be a dominance train.
Vi sitter där nu och sen får du paus. Det är lugnt. Det är jättefint lyckat.
You see the dog, he's seeing it, very calm, take it easy, and he wait too long before he give it a play. And now he gets away with the body, and not too much, because then he starts to play and then he drop it. So I will recommend this one will be much more steady, sit down and give the dummy into the mouth and get him the steady way, because this one misunderstands his owner too much. So he will not succeed very well with the delivery. He will take it step by step, as Sally showed before on the display. And he looks at you, that's okay, and then he goes. And then, but you can see they wait to say anything to the dog when he's into the dummy, instead to 50, 75 centimeters before the dogs come to the dummy, he should say, yeah! So he get it keen to take it. And the same is here, it's too much plainness and he leave it and he don't take it because the dummy is dead and the discipline is too low. He do it, but it's the same as the other one. So that will be the same training as I said before. Steady, sit down, put it in and give him the praise for the hold it, make it inside and then outside, because they will have difficult to get the right delivery. So we will have a look at number 5 here and see how it works. You see he's very, very keen on it. So I will say it once before he do it. I think he will be too happy and play too much, but we will have a go. We will see. He threw it away. And then if you're lucky, he take one step back. No, he don't do that. He said, and so you look at him. Take one step back. So the dog look at him. There it comes. There it comes. He should be there. He should be there and ask if he's okay to take. Now we don't send him because he's too keen. So we have number 5 to go and pick it up himself. Because if we send him there, we will make him even more keen the next time. So we need to have much more stabilized before we send him. Good control when you have it in his hand. Now he shall take a step back and the dog shall turn his head. If you don't do that, he comes much better. You can see he's much more calm now, still keen, but more calm than the first time. The same here, he waits till the dog is into the dummy before he gets them. Come on! If you had done it before, and now he stands still, instead to move backwards. And also, as soon as the dog comes, he leaning forward and take the dummy and lose it. Instead to turning the body half 45 degrees away, take the hand under and get it, and be more happy. Now I've seen the training, and as I told you before, you can see the difference. They are too keen and retrieving, and they don't slap it with the dummy and all that. So as you see, that Sally gave them the basic training, where they will put the dog steady in the corner or standing behind them and put the dummy in and start from bottom and slowly work it up so they have a nice grip and a nice delivery. As I told you before, this is the normal conventional training, but in my opinion, I start with my dogs very, very early, 10, 12 weeks, and start with retrieving in a playful time, and I get them in, and I have right control over them, and then I get a nice delivery, even if there is a play behind it. But those owners here, they need to have more stable dog before they do that. So they need to go down to basic and start with that. So hopefully next clip you will see a more stable delivery and more control over the dogs, and hopefully a more fast stop with the signal. Hope you enjoy it and good luck for your own training.